2 weeks. That's how long it's been since the wedding. 2 weeks. And somehow it still feels like yesterday. My mom is married now. She looked happy. Honestly, that's all I've ever wanted for her. But every time I think about that day, my mind keeps going back to one moment, one sentence, 3 words. That's my dad. I haven't been able to stop thinking about it since. Jermaine, Rico, Stone, my mom, somehow they're all connected. And the more I think about it, the more questions I have. Everybody says the truth sets you free, but nobody ever tells you what happens after you find it.
You know, when you're young, you think success is the answer to everything. I did. I told myself that if I worked hard enough, built something that would last, the people I loved would understand why I wasn't there. Every late night, every missed birthday, every flight, every promise to make it up later. I kept telling myself just a little longer, just one more deal, one more trip, one more year. Then life got busy, the business grew, and somehow the time I thought I was buying slipped right through my hands. The hardest part isn't wondering where the years went. The hardest part is realizing the people you were doing it for needed you long before they ever needed what you could give them.
I've always come to the gym when I needed to clear my head. When life got heavy, this is where I came to make sense of it all. Every rep, every workout, it gave me something I could control. Seeing my father again, after all these years, I wasn't prepared for that. We looked at each other, but neither one of us knew what to say. Funny how years can pass, and somehow the silence just keeps getting louder. Growing up, there were a lot of times I needed him. I kept telling myself I was over it, that I didn't need him anymore. But if that were really true, seeing him again wouldn't have hit me the way it did. Coming to New York was only supposed to be for the wedding. But after everything that happened, I decided to stay a while. It felt like the right time for a fresh start. I could have asked one of the fellas if I could crash with them for a few days, but that's never really been me. I checked into a hotel instead. I'd rather figure things out on my own than feel like I'm putting somebody else out. Maybe it's time to build something of my own, a new business venture, and see where it leads. Sometimes changing your surroundings is easy. Changing what's been sitting on your heart for years, that's the hard part.
I think I've been putting this conversation off long enough. When my uncle died, Vernon and I made a decision. We kept our mouths shut. We told the police we didn't know who did it, even though we did. From that day on, we carried that secret ourselves. It's crazy how you can go all these years without ever talking about something, and somehow it still follows you. When my mother told me she was marrying Stone, I didn't know what to think. There were so many thoughts running through my mind, but not enough words. Maybe that's been the problem all along. We've spent so many years living our lives that we never stopped to have the conversations that mattered. She's my mother. I don't know what a conversation is going to change, but I know I've been carrying too much in silence. It's time to go see her. The closer I get, the more nervous I become. I spent all that time trying to figure out what I was going to say, and now that I'm here, my mind's gone completely blank. One thing about my mother, she's always greeted me with so much love. It doesn't matter if I call first or just show up at her door unannounced. She always makes me feel like I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. The moment she opened that door, she smiled and welcomed me in like she always does. No questions, no hesitation, just a hug and come on in, baby. Before I could even think about bringing up everything that had been weighing on my mind, she asked me if I was hungry. Said she had just finished cooking. I couldn't help but smile. How could I ever turn down my mother's cooking? She's the best cook I know. There aren't too many things in this world that'll make me forget what's on my mind. But one of them is sitting down to one of my mama's home-cooked meals. Maybe before we have the hard conversation, I just need to be her son for a little while.
It's funny how much life can change in just a couple of weeks. When I met Jermaine, I wasn't looking for anything serious. Now here I am, thinking about a future I never saw coming. Meeting his son wasn't something I expected. I knew he had a child. But hearing about somebody and standing in the same room with them are two completely different things. What surprised me even more was finding out Rico and Israel already knew each other. It's a small world, maybe smaller than I ever realized. Jermaine's been good to me. He's shown me a different side of life, one that's calm, stable, and full of possibilities. But every new beginning comes with questions. I don't know where this road is going. I just know. For the first time in a long time, I'm not afraid to see where it leads.